بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وصحبه ومن والاه. أما بعد. Okay, my dear brothers and sisters, today we're going to discuss an ayah that we know very well, which is in Surah Mulk. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that He created death and life to test which of you is better in deeds. Okay, so some of the things that you might have already heard of, inshallah, I hope that I'll be able to give a new perspective, inshallah. First is the mention of maut here, and then comes life. The order is reversed. Normally, you would expect, the life to come first. We created life and death to test you. But here it says we created death and life to test you. There are different explanations. Inshallah, the perspective that I'm going to give will be something that is not very commonly given. So, what do you think this life is? The life that that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about. What do you think this life is?
Ahira.
Okay. Anyone else? Everybody agrees it's the life of Akhirah? Yes, brothers and sisters? Okay, fine. So that's the whole point here. So this life is not the worldly life, right? This is one of the perspective. I'm not saying this is the perspective. You need to understand that Quran has got multiple dimensions. And the whole idea behind studying the Quran is to derive guidance, not to find out which is this is the only explanation. Only Allah knows what is the explanation, right? Everything is a human attempt. So we are looking at one of the different perspectives in which these words can be looked at. So this will be akhira, which is life after death. Now, what is the supporting arguments for this? Just because I said life after death does not mean you have to agree, right? I have to give you a convincing argument to say that this can be understood as life after death. I want you to think about it. If there is no life after death, can this worldly life be a test? Tell me. If there is no life after death, can this worldly life be a test? No, right? In fact, we are all wasting time. If there is no life after death, why on earth would I, do this session? What am I getting? I'm not getting anything. It's just waste of my time and it's waste of your time. Just because there is akhira, we are investing this time here. So it makes more sense to understand that this life that is being spoken about is life after death. Okay, is this clear to everybody? Is this clear? First point.
Yes.
Okay, alhamdulillah. The second thing is I want you to look at how Allah Rabbul Alamin ended this ayah. Is ending with two of his very powerful attributes: Aziz, which is powerful, who's most powerful, right? Second is obviously most forgiving. What do you mean? Why is this most powerful? This is directly connected to life after death. Allah is most powerful to resurrect all of us after we die on the day of judgment. Because that is what people don't believe, right? People don't believe, or if they claim they believe, they don't act like they believe. You see the difference? For example, I believe there is sun. Everybody believes that there is sun. But belief in sun, does it have any impact on my life? Getting my point? My belief that I believe that there is sun, right? That belief in sun, does it influence the way I live? No, right? And I eat what I eat, I do what I do. Sun is there, I believe, right? Many people believe that, yeah, there is life after death. Yeah, we believe, alhamdulillah, yes, akhirah is there. But that belief in akhirah, is it impacting or is it influencing the way you live? Does it influence your decisions? This is the question. So this is actual belief. Belief is not saying that something exists. That belief should influence the way you are living, right? Your decisions, your thoughts, your speech, how you spend money, how you earn money, everything should be influenced by that belief, right? That is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always connects iman with righteous actions. Always, you see, right? Alladhina amanu amilu salihat. He connects it because that iman should result in righteous actions. If both are disconnected, I mean, then that is not iman. Then that is something else. Okay, this is very important. So if you look at it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is definitely more powerful to resurrect, to bring people back to life. And there's one more pun here. You see, right? Death comes first, then comes life. So literally, it is life after death. Can you see that? Death first, right? Then after that, what comes? Death first, then after that comes life. Basically, it is life after death. Subhanallah. Right? You see that? Now, what is the learning here? The learning here is Allah did not even mention the dunya. The worldly life is not missed. If you go with this perspective, where is the worldly life here? The worldly life is missing. This teaches us a very, very, very important lesson. That's the whole point here. Okay. Look at this ayat in Surah Fajr. The man on the day of judgment, right? You will see Jahannam, you will see hellfire, then he will tell, Yakulu ya laitani, right? You know, he will lament. He will lament, you'll feel very, very sad. You will have a lot of grief, and you will say, Ya laitani, oh no, what has happened to me? Wish I had done some good deeds. And look at this term here, for my life, li hayati, for my life. He has already lived so many years in dunya, but he doesn't even mention about it. He's saying my life. What is he referring to as my life? What is he referring to as my life? He's
Ahira.
referring to, yes, he's referring to Akhirah as my life. You see that? So basically, this is the reality. This is a very, very powerful ayah where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches us that on the day of judgment, everybody will realize that worldly life is nothing. The real deal, the real life is only the life of the hereafter, the life of the Akhirah. Now go back with this understanding to this ayah, you will see that why Allah has completely omitted mentioning a worldly life, because it is insignificant. The question is, how much of significance do we attach to this life? That's the point here. Do we consider this worldly life like that? Or the worldly life is everything for us? We live and die for this worldly life. Our entire aim is that people say, I got busy. Busy with what? With worldly life. You die today, then you will realize, oh my God, I was busy with all sort of stupid things. I preoccupied myself with things that did not help me. I wish I had done that. That's what it is, right? Ya laitani. Right? I wish I had done more deeds. I wish I had shared this poster more. I wished I had helped to translate. I wished I had done more designs. I wished I had written more content. I wished I had given more charity. You can go on and on and on and on. But that's too late. You cannot come back. Right? So the question here is, how do we look at this worldly life? Okay? And look at this. Recently, we made this poster, I think exactly 1 week ago. Worldly life is nothing. This is the mathematical representation of that ayats. Allah Rabbul Alamin says, this world is only brief enjoyment. The brief, right? Mata', right? How brief is it? So that is the mathematical representation here. Infinity, right? Something that cannot be quantified, that is eternal, that keeps on going and going and going and without an end is called infinity in mathematics. So let's say the n, let's say you are living, let's say you live 100 years. I know nobody or majority of us will not live 100 years, but let's say, it's okay. 100 years will live. The life of the hereafter, it is eternal, never ending, right? So you cannot put a number. So basically it will become infinity. So if you divide the number of years that you live in this earth by infinity, the answer is 0. Even if you live 200 years, it is 0. Even like, Nuh alayhi salam, you live like, 950 years, it's still 0. So no matter how long you live in this dunya, when you compare it with, that is the division, right? You are comparing, right? How much of portion I get as I compare it to the, they call it as ratio. If you know mathematics, you can follow what I'm saying, ratio, right? So if you are comparing it with the life of the hereafter, right? Divide it. Let's see how much of portion I get. 0. Mathematically 0. And for this 0 only, we are spending so much time. Right? We are saying I'm busy. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clearly says in Surah Munafiqun. Look at which surah this ayat comes in? Surah Munafiqun. Right? Surah number 63. Let not your wealth and your children, right? They do not let them not distract you from the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because Allah Rabbul Alamin in his divine wisdom, he knows that this is exactly what will happen. Right? Ramadan ends, Shaitan will come and again we'll become busy. So that's the standard answer. Oh, I got a little busy, brother. I got busy, including me. We got busy. You'll keep on being busy. The next Ramadan will become free again. Then again we go back to busy. Right? Somewhere this chain has to break. This cycle has to break. If we keep continuing like this, then may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. We may end up like that guy lamenting. Right? Full of grief. Ya Allah, I wish that I had done something for this day. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. We should not end up like that. Okay. So this is the first learning, that we need to understand how much importance should be given to this worldly life, right? This is number one. The second learning in this ayah is ahsanu. Normally people translate it as, even here they've translated it as best, right? But the more accurate translation is better. Who is better in doing good deeds? This is extremely important. This is a comparative degree. In Arabic grammar, ahsan, this af'al pattern, is comparative degree, not superlative degree. But no, I don't know, for whatever reason they translated it as superlative degree. But the accurate translation is better. Whoever is better in doing good deeds. So this is a very, very important thing, because not everybody cannot be the best. Think about it. No, I mean, it's not possible. Best is only, only few people. That is what is called the best. But better, everybody can become better. So this is something very important. We speak about all this, right? And people should not get overwhelmed. For example, I say that, we have to reduce the sins. Let's say I'm doing 100 sins right now. After I start reciting the Quran, after I do, doing a lot of tadabbur, I pray properly, I start praying tahajjud. We are not expecting that this sins should come to zero. No, we are not expecting that. What is it? Even if the sin becomes 80 or even 90, have I become better? From 100, it has become 90. Have I become better or not? Exactly. Right?
Yeah.
Right now, for any social work or anything to help the ummah, anything to help the community, in a month, I give, let's say, 1 hour. Right now, only 1 hour I dedicate to help the community, to do something, whatever it can be. You are volunteering for something, you are helping someone with something, whatever, right? I give 1 hour. But after this, I do a lot of self introspection. I increase it to 3 hours in a month. Now, this 2 hours, I have become better. You see, the whole point there is the beautiful wisdom that we can derive from that ayat is, till you die, you try getting better and better and better. Ayyukum ahsanu amala, which of you are getting better in your deeds. So instead of competing with others, you compete with yourself. Am I better than yesterday? Last Ramadan, I did whatever. Have I done anything better than last Ramadan? That's the question that you should ask. It can be in terms of charity, it can be in the terms of the quality of the salah, it can be in terms of the quality of the Quran recitation, anything. Right? Have I done better? This should be the question. Similarly, right, sins, have I reduced? Right? If I have a problem with, talking, and I heard a lot of people, have I reduced it? Am I able to? I'm not saying, I will completely reduce it to zero. That may not be possible. But have I reduced it? Earlier, I used to, speak without any focus, right? Without even thinking about it. Now I'm more guarded. Right? Backbiting, I'm more guarded. Right? I'm not saying backbiting will become zero. If you're, free, if you are freely backbiting earlier, now you're trying to become better. That backbiting will significantly reduce. You'll become better now. So this entire life, this should be your mission. Right? This worldly life is nothing. I'm here only to prepare for the akhirah. So whatever I do, you should always ask yourself, will it help me in akhirah? If it is not helping you in akhirah, you're just a waste of time. Right? And you try to get better and better and better. Right? So these are the two important learnings that we get from that ayah, and I hope that, inshallah, we can revise it, go back to it, and inshallah we'll be able to implement in our life.